Not today, Bubba.
Go get him, Bubba. Love you.
Not today, Bubba. Gordy, can I bother you for a second? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome aboard. The only place you need to be for the next 45 minutes is indeed where you are right now. The Brilliantly Dumb Show, folks. We're ready to rock and roll. Happy holidays to you crazy bastards out there. We're rocking and rolling. We're coming steamrolling to whatever the hell episode this is right now. You all know, folks, before we go, myself and you guys on the ones and twos, we bring in New Jersey's finest, the big fella for our gambling segment. That is the young man by the name of Gerard Gilfone. By the way, I actually just found out that Jersey Jerry's middle name is Guy. So his name is Gerard Guy Gilfone, the true Triple G. I forget who that boxer was that was Triple G. As far as I'm concerned, the only Triple G in this universe is Gerard Gilfone. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, you degenerate gamblers out there, without further ado, let's bring in the young man, the Jersey native. This is Jersey Jerry to kick our show off. Gerard Gilfone, are you with us? Gerard Gilfone, Jersey Jerry, clap, 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 clap. Jersey Jerry, clap, 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 clap. Jerry Don, what do you got for us, baby?
Yo, what's up, Bobby?
Jared, could you turn that microphone up a little bit for us there? Bada bing, bada boom. Never mind, that could be me. Jerry, you crazy fuck. Excuse my language right there. How was your holiday season, buddy?
Good, buddy. How was yours?
Smooth sailing. Everything smooth sailing. Went up to the girlfriend's parents' house.
First trip up there, no?
First trip up there. You know what I wanted to ask you, Jerry Don? And I'm glad you touched on it. You meet your girlfriend's parents yet, Jer?
Yeah, several times. Multiple.
How do you do? You do good in those situations?
I'm the best.
Yeah, well, you know what, Jer? You might not be the best because I actually think I'm the best.
Really?
I really do. Jer, you know what? I wheel and deal when it comes to that. There ain't no doubt about it. But you know, I was thinking, Jer, when you meet her dad, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And let's say you spent the weekend with her dad. All right. At the end, on that last handshake, all right, are you coming in for the handshake and the wraparound, or do you just go straight in for the handshake?
I just right in solid, as hard, maybe like 90% pressure on the hand to let them know I'm the Don. You know what I mean, Mom?
Well, right. They need to know that you're the Don, but when you go to do the handshake, do you then wrap it around to where you do a hug on the side?
No, absolutely not. Never that. So I never get too close.
But I almost feel like then you got to make sure your body weight is back and visibly back so that they know that you're going to handshake and handshake only. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, stiff back, and then you put it out. 90% pressure. I'm the Don. Turn your back, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole weekend I was wondering, about this goodbye handshake and whether I should go for the wrap or whether I just stick it right out. I mixed it up. I went for the handshake wrap out of the gate and then ended up on the way out just doing handshake.
Because you probably did that because he didn't go for the wrap on the initial one.
That's correct. That's correct. He didn't go for the wrap. He picked up midway through that I was going handshake wrap. But I think it was just kind of more of a mental mutual decision to go just handshake. And I got to tell you, family was phenomenal. And boy, can they cook.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, they do things right out there. They really do. Did you cook this holiday season, Jerry Don?
Yeah, my mom took care of that, and my aunt. We do. Actually, Christmas Eve, I went over to my girlfriend's house. They had some ham. They had some lasagna, some rice. Back at my house for Christmas, we did a brunch. We do a brunch every year.
I like that a lot.
Do a pull apart French toast.
What type of French toast?
Pull apart French toast.
What's the pull apart French toast?
It's like a big circle, and it's French toast. You pull it apart. You know what I mean? You pick at it.
Hence the name, the pull apart French toast.
Yeah, and then my mom did a egg omelet hash casserole.
Holy shit, that's a lot going on right there.
Yeah.
Speaking of a lot going on, the ham and lasagna. I want to talk about the ham and lasagna on Christmas Eve. Don't you think that's a little too much? Does
Yeah, I think so.
Right? I mean, if the lasagna gets a little runny, next thing you know, you have the lasagna on the ham. It's hard to keep the ham separated from the lasagna to the point where you either have ham or you either have lasagna. Do you speak up in something like that, Jerry
No,
Don?
I kept it quiet. Kept it real quiet. No interruptions.
You told me that the first time you went out to dinner with her family, Genesis's family, we like to refer to her as Miss Jerry, that you ordered a thing of calamari for the table. Don't you think that's a little bold, Jerry Dazel?
I
Don't you
don't.
think
I
you
don't
don't
think
find
so.
that to be a little bold? I mean,
No.
hey, how do you know the family likes the calamari? And they might be saying to themselves, here's this guy, first night we just met him. Who does he think he is to be ordering calamari for the table?
I just think that's my go-to when I think this with an appetizer. You don't want to come off too strong. You don't want to come off with like a charcuterie board. You know what I mean? You don't
Correct.
want to do that right off the bat. Go for something simple.
Jeff, man, you just totally butcher the English language. You really do. You just totally well, it's a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie, I call it.
What do you call it, Don?
Charcuterie, isn't that what it's called?
You know how I know we're really this whole show is fucked up? You know how I know?
Why?
Because I didn't even mention the fact, and for those of you listening in your vehicles right now, however you may be listening, wherever you're listening, folks, we're just happy you are indeed listening. But I didn't even think, I'm just so used to the way things are on this show now that I didn't even think to question you about the fact that you right now, A, have no shirt on and you have a glove around your hands there, Jer.
I just got back from training. That's why.
Training for what?
Well, I decided.
Oh,
Um,
Jesus, here we go again. Let the games begin, ladies and gentlemen.
for a lot of people who don't know, I used to run a boxing club. Small, wasn't too big. Had about five or six teens from the area. Just training them. You know what I mean? Just being able to fight. I'm bringing that back. I want to make it bigger. I really think I got a lot to offer in the fight game. You know what I mean?
What do you have to offer in the fight game? What boxing accolades do you have? What are you, Mickey fucking Rourke?
No, well, I watched a lot of Tyson fights. I watched a lot of Mayweather fights. Um,
I watched a lot of Tyson fights too. That doesn't mean I got my own boxing club now.
well, I mean, I've studied. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't have the quickest left jab. Maybe I don't have the quickest right hook. Maybe my left hook to the body ain't strong. But I know how to play defense like Floyd Mayweather played defense.
Are you charging these kids?
Yeah, just something light, 20 bucks for the hour, and I let them hit the pads. I let them hit the heavy bag. I got a speed bag hooked up. We do some jump rope, and it's quick. You know what I mean? Something fun to do. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for just giving my knowledge back out there. That's
Giving
all.
your not giving your knowledge back out there, your $20 worth of boxing knowledge, you think, Jerry Dunn?
I mean, they can go and do it on their own, but like I said, I had six kids. You know what I mean? I had six, and we're looking to get that number bounced up to about 10, 15 by the end of the winter.
I tell you, every single week it's something new. And you know what, Jerry Don? I say it to you time and time again. That's what I love about you. I'd run through a brick wall for you on any occasion. And I truly mean that, Jerry Don. Quick question about Tattoo Louie, okay, who charged you $5,000 for a leg sleeve. Next thing you know, he invested it in Bitcoin or whatnot. You haven't heard from him. Have you heard from Tattoo Louie?
I have heard. I have heard.
And
So he made right. He made right.
good for
Ta-
Tattoo Louie.
he got in a little bit of trouble. He went back to Puerto Rico. Um, but Mrs. Marisol came through and gave me every penny back.
Get out. She gave you all 5 grand and then she's not even going to charge you for the leg sleeve?
That's it. All 5 grand. I got it back. Tattoo Louis went back to Puerto Rico. Um, I don't want to discuss that yet. I don't feel comfortable talking about that yet.
Right.
But yeah, he might that's probably the last we see a tattoo.
Come on. How do you know it's the last you see a Tattoo Louie?
They threw the book at him.
Is he back in jail?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Are you serious? What did he do? Well, I mean, the book they threw at him couldn't have been too big because he got off with murder the last time.
This was bad.
Jesus Christ, Don, you got to be careful with who you surround yourself with, whether you want the tattoos or not. And by the way, the thing with the tattoos, you say you want more on the chest. Don't you think you set up your tattoos with the way they are right now to where it's hard to do another tattoo? Like, don't you
No.
think you should have placed it to where it's kind of like playing a game of Tetris to where you pick out your move prior to each tattoo? I feel like you didn't even pick it out, Jared.
No, because I got this right here is going to be a portrait of my mom, and this is going to be a portrait of my grandmother. Got them on both sides.
So you are saving a titty, each titty, one for your mom, one for your grandma's, is what I gather here, Jared.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now, Jared, this might be a little harsh, but I do got to ask: are you going to get the portrait now, or is this something when they pass?
No. I'm gonna get it. My grandmother actually passed. Rest in peace, Marie.
Rest in peace.
But my mom, yeah, I'm gonna get that soon. I'm gonna get my nanny first, though. And then I'll get my mom in a couple of years. You know, she's still young. She's still 52. You know what I mean?
Does your mom know that you have a certain section of your tit?
No, it's gonna be a surprise. It's gonna be a surprise.
I catch your drift. Jerry, you ready to get down to business right now?
Yeah.
Let's get down to business here, Jerry Diesel.
But
Okay.
before we get to business, I just wanted to ask, how long were you away for with the family?
Total
Yeah.
4 days.
You think that was too much or too little, or you think it was just perfect, the perfect amount of time?
You know what, Jerry? In all honesty, at first, I think you got to get that, a little bit of butterflies, anxiety out of the way. You get the conversation, up and running. I shit you not. I could have done it for 2 weeks with the way they cook, with the way they do things. It's very family oriented. It's
Mhm.
really my style to where I really caught my groove. By the second or third night, I'm going out for third helpings. When you get comfortable enough, the first night I could have done for some more food, but I didn't want to get up because I didn't see anybody else go up for second.
You didn't want to overdo it. You didn't want to put that wrong impression like Bobby Gavone. You know what I mean?
For sure. I didn't want to get out of control. The food was so good to where I was hoping that somebody would go up for second. By the time the second night came, I didn't care who was getting up for seconds. I was by there on that kitchen island, just wheeling and dealing. So I was going up for thirds. It's just it's a good atmosphere, which is a very good sign, Jerry Dunn. I don't want to jump the gun, but it's a damn good sign.
Now, were any Christmas gifts exchanged? Now, what did you get? Did the family get you anything?
Oh boy, did they! To the point where I think my mom's really got to step it up to where they got me so many damn gifts that now I think the pressure's on her. I got my girlfriend an air fryer, and I took a lot of shit for this, but I got her an air fryer.
She likes to cook, doesn't she?
She likes to cook, but you know what my parents said? They said you got her a kitchen appliance. She used the air fryer at the house. She loved my air fryer. So and by the way, I find air fryers to be very common things nowadays.
They are.
Do you see anything wrong with the air fryer purchase, Jerry Don? I
don't because you can get a pair of shoes. You can Louis Vuitton you can get a pair of those. What are they going to wear the Louis Vuittons for? How long? A couple days, you know what I mean? Maybe once a month. You get something like an air fryer.
What are they called, Jerry?
The Louis Vuittons. The red bottoms. You know what I'm talking about.
Jerry, you're not running the 4x100. It's not a baton. It's not a baton.
The red bottoms.
Jay, you totally butchered the English language. You really do. I want to start my own dictionary with you. I really do.
I mean,
it's Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, and when you're buying the shoes, they're Louis Vuittons.
Is that true?
That is true.
Okay, Jared, can we get down to business here?
Yeah.
Can we come? Can we get ready to rock and roll? Look, there is no other way to say it. We got embarrassed last week. And you know
I think
what?
we went 0 for 2. We went 0 for 2 last week, didn't we?
We went 0 for 2. And I should say more so I got embarrassed because I told people slam the under, slam the under, slam the under. And the
70
Vikings,
points scored.
70 points scored. And there was no sign. Look, if I make a bet, all I ask for is a couple glimpses of hope. From the time of that kickoff to the time the game ended, there was no glimpse of hope. I heard it in the DMs. You had Justin Jefferson to score a touchdown.
He should have scored.
Got to catch the football.
Yeah.
Got to catch the football. That didn't work out. Jer, first off, is there anything you want to say to the people in regards to the pick? Now, through our sponsor with BetMGM, they start us off with $1,000. It's our mission to get that to $10,000 in order to be able to cash out at that $10,000 mark. Started at $1,000. Right now, with those two losses, we sit at $3,687.
Yeah. Yep. And like I said, the long wait is over.
Tell them, talk dirty to me. Let's talk sponsors. I want enthusiasm about it, Jerry, because right now, 2021 is the year of Jerry Don. Talk to me about this sponsor.
Football is back. And new customers at BetMGM Sports can kick off the season with a 100. I said it. 100.
Don't do it to him, Jerry Don.
Up to 500. Simply sign up and make a deposit with bonus code. Yeah, I said it. Bonus code.
Yep.
Bro Bible.
Don't do it to him, Jerry
this
Don.
offer.
Yep.
If you got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Jersey Jerry does not have a gambling problem. That's why I use bonus code Bro Bible.
Very well done, Jerry Diesel. Very well done. We got some passion. You said it good for the first time. It was all the way throughout. Are you going to keep the gloves on the entire way, by the way, Jerry?
We could. I mean, I'm done training. We could take them off.
Please, Jesus, you're scaring me sometimes, Jerry. Okay, here we go. Let's come in hot now, Jerry. $3,687. I want you to talk to me about your pick. What do you like? Talk to us. Let's win some money. All right. Let's get to this $10,000 mark.
This week, I don't like this. This week, I don't like this. This week, I don't like this. I love this.
Oh, yes. Talk dirty to us, Jerry Diesel. For the love of the God, let's win some money.
Now, I've been getting a ton of hate, which I'm really, really surprised about because I think in my last 25 bets, I probably lost 4 or 5 bets. That's it.
Totally agree.
You know what I mean? So if I'm giving you a percentage like that, there is no need to come at me in the DM.
Totally agree.
There is no need to Instagram FaceTime me. There is no need to tell me, Jerry, I just lost the mortgage. Jerry, I lost the house. Jerry, I just lost my car payment. Listen, if you've been following these last 25 picks, I'm the guy.
You are the guy, Jerry.
I am the guy. So shame on you for not following those other 20 picks. You know what I mean, Bob? I just wanted to throw that out there because I am one of the best gamblers on the planet.
One of the hottest gamblers on the planet, no doubt about it.
And I'll stick by that every day of the week. But as far as my pick goes, like I said, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I love this. And I love this because there is one person that is back. There is one person that is back that is a GOAT. He goes by the name of Thomas Brady.
Sure he did. Sure he did.
Thomas Brady is back. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, you will find this team in the NFC Championship and possibly the Super Bowl because that's just what Tom Brady does. He is a winner. It doesn't matter how bad he's struggling. Doesn't matter how bad his defense is doing. He will win the game. So what I want to do here is I want to hammer this. Now, the Atlanta Falcons are playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. It has all the markings for a shootout.
I knew you were going there, and I don't mind it.
This has all the markings for the shootout. The Falcons played the Chiefs very, very tough in a defensive game last week. Listen, it's the last game of the year. There's no holding back. This is win now for Tom Brady. So what I want to do here is I want to put in a parlay.
Interesting, very interesting. Let me lock and load this thing going right now. I like the way you're talking to me now, Jerry Diesel.
There is no way that the Buccaneers lose this game. It is impossible. That's number one. The second thing is when you got Calvin Ridley on the other side of the ball, when you got Matt Ryan who throws the ball 50 times a game, Brady's hot, Gronk is hot, Evans is hot, Antonio Brown scored another touchdown last week. This will be a shootout. So you can give me the over at 50 with the Bucks money line.
We're going to go
two-team parlay.
Two-team parlay, Bucks minus 290, over 50 points. And how much are we locking that in for, Jerry?
What is the balance we have right now?
Hold on 1 second. We're just getting plugged in here. Hold on. Let me juice up a little bit here, Jerry Diesel, on the MacBook. Okay.
I need the balance.
We're at $3,687.
Give me $3,687. Give me $687. I want to risk that.
Risk $687 to win $1,076.
Gotcha. So we have 3,000 left after this.
$687 to win 1,076 and get us right back on track, Jerry Diesel.
And let's say something here so everybody hears it. We got the over at 50 right now. There will be a lot of people. Remember that bet? Remember that bet where I moved the line? Do you remember that bet?
You know what? I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but I do think on this week with how hot as you were and how strong the brilliant unfaithful is, that I confirm, I do believe Gerard Guy Gilfone moved this line. Go ahead, Jer.
Yep, that was the women's basketball game. Remember that? I moved the line. That wasn't it like a 4-point swing?
Yeah, you ended up losing by about 20, but you did move the line.
I did move the line. So don't get mad at me if you get the over at 52.5. Do not get mad if you get it at 53.5 because the line I think will go up here. We're locking it in at 50 right now. That's what we got it at BetMGM.
Locked and loaded at 50. Jerry, I think the criticism you receive whenever you get a loss with how hot as you've been is beyond unwarranted. I will absolutely back you there. Now, a guy who deserves some criticism for that last week's pick is Big Game Bob. And I'm here to redeem it.
That was disgusting.
I agree. I agree. I think disgusting's a harsh word for it. I do, but it was pretty fucking bad.
That was pitiful.
I would actually rather go back to disgusting.
Okay, that was disgusting.
Yeah, let's go. It was a disgusting pick, and I'm here to redeem myself. And a guy who's been redeeming himself the second latter half of this season is a young man by the name of Lamar Jackson, who, by the way, in my opinion, has the worst Heisman Trophy acceptance speech I think I have ever heard in my life. And I love Lamar Jackson, but if you want to see something truly disgusting, go watch that Heisman Trophy speech. Now, I know he gets choked up. I feel for the guy. I'm a Lamar Jackson guy through and through. I think he's phenomenal. Awful Heisman Trophy acceptance speech. But I'm with the guy, and I'm backing him here, and I'm backing him against the Cincinnati Bengals minus 11. Yes, I said it, minus 11, a line that I actually also think is going to move. Now, I want to get back on track here, Jerry Diesel, so I'm just going to go with the light 300 here, risking 330. Put the team on your back with this parlay, Jerry. We could really use it. We got the Bucks over at 50. We got the Bucks money line wrapped up in a parlay, risking 687. And then I'm going to go 300 Ravens minus 11. Folks, bet with us, bet against us. Just enjoy yourself. Gamble responsibly. That is a young man by the name of Gerard Guy Gilfone. I'm Big Game Bob. We're going to keep it moving here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show. Jerry Diesel.
See you in the funny papers.
See you in the funny papers, Jerry Don. Folks, don't you go anywhere. Stay right with us. Who would I be if I didn't stop this show to remind you that the Brilliantly Dumb Show is brought to you by Raycon. Folks, treat your ears the way they need to be treated with the most premium product around, folks. Raycon's newest model, the Everyday E25 earbuds, are their best ones yet. 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing. Folks, they do anything and everything over at Raycon. For a limited time, get 15% off your order at buyraycon.com/dumb. D-U-M-B. That's buyraycon.com/dumb for a special 15% discount on Raycon wireless earbuds. Make sure to check it out now while the deal's running. Buyraycon.com/dumb. Moving on. Yeah, I got something to say. Hopefully I do, because this is my own podcast. You would think I would, but whatever happened to service dogs? You ever been to an airport recently, within the past 2 years, and noticed that there's more dogs than there are humans? Let me tell you something, folks. There used to be a certain beauty to a service dog. These things were badass. These things were more human-like than their owners. Usually they're like German shepherds. These things were just smart as can be. They got their own boarding pass out for them and their owner. Their owner's got nothing in their hands. The dog's carrying the bags, checking them in for their flight. Come on, Jimmy, we got to get going here. We got to get going. Dog's leading his blind owner to its gate, plugs in its phone charger to make sure its owner's got enough juice in the phone for the flight. These things were unbelievable. I mean, they did anything and everything. But somewhere down the line, the dean of admissions for service dogs, where you got to apply, decided just to start accepting anything and everything. You don't even have to be a dog to be a service dog anymore. You can be a cat and be considered a service dog. My plane the other day looked like a scene out of Jumanji. You had all types of reptiles and animals coming on. You had therapy lizards, for Christ's sake. Therapy cats. And to be quite frank, if I'm one of these service dogs that have earned my stripes as a service dog, I'm a little upset. I'm a little annoyed. If I'm a German shepherd that spent 10 years in the military and am now retiring into a part-time service dog, and I see a fucking chihuahua going by me that's just hanging on for dear life in a purse, I'm a little annoyed that chihuahua got accepted. It's like the dean of students, the dean of admissions at the University of Alabama was transferred into the dean of admissions for service dogs. Anybody gets into the University of Alabama. I got into the University of Alabama and I didn't even apply. I was accepted without even applying. They just sent me a letter in my mailbox one day. Hey, if you ever want to come to the University of Alabama, just give us 2 weeks notice. We'll have a dorm room set up for you. I mean, I've never seen anything like it anymore. It's just a whole different ball game. It's totally different. And now you got these dog owners of these service dogs where as soon as they put the service dog vest on you, where it says don't pet, all of a sudden, not only the dog, but the owner of the dog becomes more high maintenance. You know? It's like they now expect more out of their dog when that shouldn't be the case. You ever see the service dogs walking by and because they got the do not pet on them, it makes you want to pet them 10 times more? I mean, they are accepting anything and everything as a service dog. And I don't know if that'll always be the case. So if you have a dog, if you have an animal, if you have something that you want to now get accepted as a service animal, now's the time to do it. You're going to get accepted. Here I am getting ready for my American Airlines flight the other day, and I got to throw out my dental kit just to save £1 in order for me to be able to check my bag without paying an additional $75. In the process of me throwing away my Crest toothpaste and my travel brush, which doesn't even weigh close to £1, I turn around and there's a 250-pound Great Dane walking to my gate that's going to be on my flight. Now you're worried about my dental kit, but you're not worried about the 250-pound Great Dane we got behind me? This thing's got a 10-pound leash for a chain. I could put 10 dental kits in my bag if this Great Dane didn't have a 10-pound leash. It's one that got the chain, and you feel bad for the dog because the chains are like spiking into the neck. Those dogs will turn on you at any time. And to be quite frank, I don't blame you if I'm the dog. If I have somebody sticking a thorn to me in my neck all day, using it as a leash, I wouldn't be too happy either. I want to make it very clear. I'm not upset with the Great Dane. I'm upset with the admissions, the service dog admissions board here. You got anything and everything getting on there. You could have a fucking cat sitting next to you, playing with your armrest, the remote on your armrest. I'm trying to watch ESPN, but the cat keeps accidentally changing it to MTV because its paws and its whiskers are just hopping all over my remote. My screen just goes black because it's changing the brightness by accident. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. So again, I got nothing against dogs. I'm here for the dogs. But you can't put any dog as a service dog. There is a beauty to these service dogs. Some of these dogs that turn into service dogs spent 10 years in Afghanistan. That's better than anything the owner's ever done. And now you're just going to give a Paris Hilton Chihuahua the label of a service dog? You can't do that. You just can't do it. Anywho, folks, here on the Brilliant Dumb Show, we are moving on. Folks, we interrupt this show to give you a brief message to let you know that the Brilliant Dumb Show is brought to you by Manscaped. Folks, do you have a moose near the caboose that needs to be tamed? I am talking hairy, big, and needs some support. Thankfully, our sponsor today, Manscaped, has you covered to keep the hair looking nice and trimmed and feeling fully supported. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. The premium lawnmower 3.0 that Manscaped is dishing out is waterproof, includes an LED light, and is made with advanced skin-safe TM technology. Folks, take care of your nuts today. Get 20% off and free shipping with promo code BROBIBLE, BROBIBLE, at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using promo code BROBIBLE. Folks, I can't stress it enough. Protect your nuts the right way. Anywho, we are moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time. Yes, I said it. It is time. Say it with me now. It is the Ask Bob segment, week by week, Tuesday after Friday, following that Tuesday, backed up by that Friday, over on back to that Tuesday. I tell you, fine folks, file on in the questions to the DMs for the Ask Bob segment. Go ahead, be featured for the Ask Bob segment, whether it's for you Patreon folks through the Patreon app right there, where we're ripping out those weekly happy hours week by week. You got bagel reviews on the Patreon. You got golf vlogs on the Patreon week by week. Or if it's through the Instagram DMs for you folks here on Tuesdays, submit your questions for the Ask Bob segment. We got a very interesting one coming out of Clearwater, Florida. Now, this kid kind of just came in, dropped the bomb, and left. There are some questions for the Ask Bob segment where I look at it and say, you know what, this is just not a great question. You know, there's good questions, there's bad questions, there's great questions, there's horrific questions. This young man out of Clearwater, Florida, just kind of dropped a bomb on me and made me think, and it had me thinking throughout the entire weekend. He just kept it short and sweet. He said, Bob, what's your thoughts on gum? Now, usually you would think that would be a question to where I would just say, you know, next, let's take a look at the other questions. But this bastard made me think. I'm at the dinner table and I'm thinking to myself, what do I think of gum? You know, I almost kind of thought of it as like a challenge. I don't know if he was asking for a top 5. I don't know if he wanted me to elaborate. on gum a little bit. Do I chew gum? Do I not chew gum? There's a lot of different gums out in the world. And the whole weekend during Christmas, here I am just thinking about gum. So what I did was I really sat, I thought about gum, and I decided that I'm going to do a top 5 of my top 5 favorite gums. Now, folks, I think you have two different types of gum. I think you got a fun gum, and I think you also got a breath gum. The breath gum, obviously, you need to enhance that breath. Without a doubt, something that's going to come in and just sweep you all good, nice and clean, good to go, ready to rock and roll. Pre-date, you're looking for a breath gum. After dinner, you're looking for a breath gum. And then there's also the other gum, which is a fun gum, a gum where you're having a good time, a gum that's going to give you a lot of flavor. Flavor may not last long, but it's going to be fun. It's a quick punch. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the top 5 gums. Speaking of fun gums, juicy fruit. I got juicy fruit in the 5 seed here. Now, folks, there is no gum out there that folds faster like a cheap suit, more so than juicy fruit. But my, oh my, does juicy fruit gum pack a punch out of the gates. And then it just folds. And I never understood that. Juicy Fruit headquarters has never been able to figure it out. And I don't know why. I don't know if they just keep you coming back for more. I don't know what it is, but they've never been able to truly get over the hump. They've never innovated whatsoever. If Juicy Fruit sat down and said, you know what, if we could take this gum from packing the 10-second punch that it does now and expand it to 5 to 10 minutes, my oh my, do you have one hell of a gum. Now, I got them in the 5 seed. If they could put that gum to where it's that action packed for 7 minutes in, you're looking at Juicy Fruit in the 1 seed. But they have not been able to innovate, and they've been very complacent. I got Juicy Fruit in the 5 seed, no doubt about it. Okay, number 4, which is new to the gum market, is 5 gum. Probably came out, I want to say, a few years back. And the reason I got 5 gum in there, first off, 5 gum is a breath gum. No doubt about it. It's got good taste. It's got good flavor. It lasts a while. Most breath gums do. 5 gum is absolutely a breath gum. What I like about 5 gum, though, I don't know if you guys have seen their commercials. Probably the best marketing job ever done on a gum. Their commercials are like fucking movie trailers, Steven Spielberg type shit. Never have I had a commercial make me want to go buy a stick of gum the way 5 gum does. I think they've done a phenomenal job. They're new to the gum market, and I think they've been fantastic. I got 5 gum in the 4 slot. Number 3, we're going to transfer to a fun gum. You think fun gum? What gum is that, Big Game Bob? I'll let you know. That's a gum by the name of Hubba Bubba Max. Yes, I said it. Hubba Bubba Max. What a fun gum, folks. Two flavors in one. Not by any means going to freshen your breath whatsoever. But I've never seen somebody in a bad state of mind when eating a piece of Hubba Bubba Max. Just never have. Imagine somebody pissed off complaining to a manager while eating a piece of Hubba Bubba Max. Do you think that manager can take their complaint seriously whatsoever when they got a big stick of Hubba Bubba Max in there? And I shouldn't say stick. The Hubba Bubba Max is almost built like a rectangle and kind of like a pyramid at the same time. It's got those ridges on the top of it. I think Hubba Bubba Max really has a lot to offer. Imagine getting fired from your job and your boss is chewing a piece of Hubba Bubba Max. That would be the most lighthearted firing of all time, to where you'd walk out of that office and you wouldn't even know if you got fired or not. You would walk out of the building with a smile on your face. Your boss's tongue is purple. He's got a massive piece of Hubba Bubba Max in there to where you're debating if it's tobacco or not, and he just sends you packing. If I ever get fired from my job, I hope my boss is chewing Hubba Bubba Max just to lighten the mood a little bit. I would have no regard for what he just said for why I'm fired, because I'm just trying to figure out what flavor of Hubba Bubba Max that is. I have never seen somebody in a bad state of mind while eating a piece of Hubba Bubba Max. I've seen somebody in a bad state of mind while eating a piece of juicy fruit because that juicy fruit ran out of flavor fast. You got them for a good 15 seconds. You know what I mean? It's like snorting cocaine. It may start out great, but right after the rush, you just feel like dog shit and you wonder, why did I do this in the first place? A couple months later, next thing you know, you're in a bathroom doing cocaine, same drill again. You hate it. It stinks. Anywho, sorry, got a little vulgar there, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving to number two. Number two, I'm going to go double bubble. For those of you who don't know double bubble, you're going to find double bubble in a lot of baseball dugouts. Nothing goes more better than a dugout with sunflower seeds and double bubble. Your baseball team could be down 15-0, and it'll seem like 5-1 deficit that you could come back from if you're eating a piece of double bum. You twist the sides off at the end. Double bubble, for those of you who don't know, had been around since 1928. Very similar features as the Hubba Bubba Max, but it's got more history to it, and I'll take the history every single time. Double bubble stuck to that one pink-looking type gum, pink flavor. It's the original bubble gum. And they said, you know what? I love that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality. We're doing one thing right. Let's stay that way. Let's continue to do one thing right. Chick-fil-A does chicken. They do it right. No need to serve steak. You catch my drift here, folks. I got double bubble and number two. Number one, this is a hot take. People may not agree with this. I stand by it, folks. This is a breath gum for sure. I call this the breath Zamboni. Do you have some subpar breath that you want to turn into some phenomenal breath? Go ahead and pick you up a stick of Orbit gum. Orbit gum gets the job done. Again, I call it the breath Zamboni. There is nothing better for your breath than Orbit gum. Orbit gum is the Jason Witten of gum. It is something you can rely on week in, week out. By the way, a lot of times with these breath gum, they withstand time. It stays flavorful for as long as you need it to stay flavorful. Juicy fruit can't do that. Hubba Bubba Max can't do it. Fun gums can't withstand time the way an Orbit gum, the way a breath gum can. And when I think breath gum, I think Orbit gum. I think Orbit is absolutely phenomenal. I'll go toe-to-toe against any gum you throw at me with me going Orbit any day of the week. I wouldn't even think twice. Just absolutely gets the job done. Not going to give you a fun time, but is there to get a job. Orbit gum understands, hey, we got a job to do. We got to freshen up this young man's mouth. They do it fast. Week in, week out. Pack in, pack out. Folks, this is what we do here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show. If you want my take on gum, I'm going to give you my take on gum. It may take me the whole weekend to think of it, but when push comes to shove, you got your take on gum right there. Everybody have a damn good, happy holiday. We're back Friday. For those of you not on the Patreon yet, come join the rocket ship. You don't want to miss out. Wednesday, we got happy hours forever and always. We keep the ball rolling. I thank you. We thank you for joining here on the Brilliantly Dumb Show. Not today, Bubba.
Go get him, Bubba. Love you.
Not today, Bubba. Gordy, can I bother you for a second?